class, guilds will have to organize multiple people to meet their crafting and gathering needs to initiate sieges, complete projects, and contribute to the node. Personally, the profession I'm most excited for is animal husbandry, as you'll be able to breed different animals together.
Did he say animal husbandry? What did he say?
Husbandry,
what the hell is animal husbandry?
Excited for is animal husbandry, as you'll be able to breed different animals together to create some really weird and wonderful mounts.
Oh
Class system in Ashes of
You're
Creation
literally
is
breeding
quite interesting
animals in
and leads
game.
to a lot
That's
of
so
variety.
weird.
First, you'll start out by picking a primary class archetype between Bard, Cleric, Fighter, Mage, Ranger, Rogue, Summoner, and Tank. Eventually, as you progress with your primary class, you'll get to choose a secondary class out of the same 8 options I previously mentioned. So choosing to be a mage, then fighter for example, would give you the overall class of battle mage. With this system, there's a possibility of 64 different class combinations.
Holy! Bruh. That's dope. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. So then they named the different combinations that you could be. So a tank mixed with a rogue is a knight shield. Yo, that's fucking dope. A rogue mixed with a rogue is an assassin. Could have guessed that one. Rogue with a summoner is a shadow. Yo, that's dope, dude. That's actually really cool. I like that. So at first you're kind of just a generic loser, and then eventually you become kind of a badass when you get your secondary piece. A scion? Yo, this is dope. Rogue and a ranger is scout?
Which is
dope.
displayed
I like
on
this.
screen now.
That's really cool.
Ashes of Creation will be designed around the Trinity system of tank, healer, and DPS.
I sure hope so.
You will not be able to change your class's primary role, however with some effort you will be able to change your secondary role. Weapons and armor will not be class locked, but some classes will obviously be more efficient with certain types.
Weapons and armor are not class locked. Interesting. Wait, tank first, then rogue second. Go back. It matters what your first class is. Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah. If you pick down this way, it matters if like your secondary. Yeah, no, I saw that. But this has me curious. As a mage, oh no, that makes sense because you can use tank as your secondary.
And when it comes to the game's combat system, it will use a tab target action combat hybrid system. The way this system will work is that each class will have 2 categories of skills: tab target skills and action combat.
Dude, when they switch POV like this, it makes me think like it's 2 totally different games. Like this looks, I mean, this looks dope. I don't know what.
This system
this is really interesting, and then all of a sudden it turns to this, and they look entirely different.
Skills. Players can choose to have up to 75% of either tab targeting abilities.
Maybe it's like different stages in the game. I don't know.
Action combat abilities, but not 100%.
Wait, so I missed this. Up to 75% tab or 75% action, not 100% either way. Okay.
Personally, the way I'd imagine this system will play out will be something close to Guild Wars 2 or Arcade. However, the action combat side of this combat system is still in development as of making this video, so it's hard to say how the complete system will actually feel.
What to expect
when starting out in Ashes of Creation, you'll first make your character, choose your primary class, then you'll be given the choice to spawn at one of 4 divine gateways in the world. Each place does have their own starter zone and starter quests, but they won't be super mandatory to do, more of a recommendation.
Looks like it's
There's nothing stopping you as an elf spawning in the dwarven starting area to level with your friend. The world size in Ashes is planned to be truly massive, approximately 480 square kilometers in size, including both water and land content, as well as a diverse range of biomes ranging from deserts, swamps, plains, forests,
480 square kilometers,
and everything in between.
Christ.
This game will be fully open world and also features underground zones known as the Underrealm. Ashes of Creation will feature an in-game viewable world map.
Honestly,
however, starting out, much of it will be covered in a fog of war until areas have been explored and uncovered. Additionally, there will be some zones in the world that will experience all 4 seasons, which will bring about their own events, buffs, debuffs, and farming challenges. Seasons will rotate once each week, with a full
They did say Fog of
rotation
War,
passing
yes.
by every 4 weeks. When it comes to the leveling, the max level will be 50, and it will take roughly 45 days of playing 4 to 6 hours per day for the average player to level from 1.
45 days, 4 to 6 hours a day. 45 days. So let's say for us nerds. Yeah, that's just about to say. So for us nerds who will play 6 to 12 hours per day, divided in half. So yeah, you're looking at about 20-something days. So
1 to 50.
Interesting.
So definitely more on the hardcore side of things in that regard.
Yeah, I think it's going to take about the 45. There's going to be, in my opinion, there's going to be way too much shit. It's not going to be 2 weeks, Lorena. It's not going to be 2 weeks. There's going to be way too much stuff, right? That even if you did play, let's say, 12 hours, you're not going to be only leveling for those 12 hours. Or even for 6 hours. You're going to be looking at all the other stuff, the role-playing, you know, the interaction with the worlds, whatever it is. What other stuff the game has to offer, because it looks like there's going to be a lot. I have a feeling most of it, especially for new people, is not going to be just leveling right away. Erotic roleplay, here we go. I mean, there is marriage.
Extremely rare in Ashes of Creation that's achievable.
Dude, these mounts look dope. Flying mounts will be legendary status. Oh,
only
shit.
For guild leaders that own one of the game's 5 castles, the mayor of Metropolis nodes, and through legendary limited time dragon eggs that players might obtain from a world boss.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I like that. Ibakana, mayors of Metropolis in our apartment. Here. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. Unless you're a guild leader, or you're a mayor of a node? I guess it depends on how easy it is going to become a mayor. But, like, I have a feeling that's not going to last very long.
Likely there will ever be more than 10 players per server with temporary access to flying, and when you consider that each server will have a population of between 8 to 10,000 players, seeing them will be really epic. It's also worth mentioning that fast travel will be extremely limited in this game, as the developers want distance to matter. The only form of fast travel that will be possible is if a scientific node reaches the Metropolis stage. At this point, players can construct a building that offers fast travel only to nodes within the Metropolis's zone of influence. But that's pretty much it for my basic explanation of what Ashes of Creation is without going super in-depth on stuff. Next, I want to talk about why I believe this is the most exciting upcoming MMORPG, and why this game isn't just a pipe dream.
If the game isn't designed around flying, then it's just a dope feature. I get that. I get that. But as they just mentioned, they want distance to be a massive thing. Like, they want it to be very influential. So, in a game where distance is very influential, those who can fly obviously will have an advantage of some sort. I don't know what the extent of that advantage is going to be. Depending on, like... I don't know.
Rather something
I think that's just gonna,
including myself, will be testing.
It might just be
no NDA
weird at
before
first.
the end of this year.
They become raid bosses, swoop, kill, and leave.
First of all, it goes without saying after everything I've just explained about the game,
limited since you have
it will
to
be
haul
the
your
most
loot
ambitious
around
fantasy MMORPG ever attempted. The game will truly have something for everyone. It's not just a PvP MMO or a PvE MMO, it's a genuine PvX MMO that has pretty much everything. Usually when a new MMORPG is announced and they talk about their plans when it comes to game design, it's always vague. There's a ton of question marks on many core systems, and it doesn't take long before players can look at the ideas of the developers and straight up say, this is a bad idea, this won't work. New World has been a perfect example of this since the first time I tried the game in 2018 to recently when it announced its delay. When it comes to the game design of Ashes of Creation, it seems to me that almost every aspect of the game has been clearly thought out. Thanks to years of Q&As between the community and developers, we have a clear blueprint for how this game will actually play out if you care to read it on the Ashes of Creation wiki. When it comes to the core game design systems, there's nothing I'm overly concerned about. Everything seems to make sense and follow a strong design principle of risk versus reward.
If Mongolians attack, you're gonna have to move.
For me, the only real question mark I have about the game is how fun will the combat be? What does their
how fun is the combat be? They didn't talk about gear at all. Like what? Sure, they mentioned like armor types and weapons or whatever, but they didn't mention anything about the gear, which I'm not too thrilled about. Maybe that's just too early and they don't know. I know you can craft it. No, I know you can craft. I know you can get some from, but like I wanted to see. I don't know. I wanted to see some
hybrid combat system actually.
Some more details about the gear.
I think if they can nail that and just follow the blueprint for this game until completion, it will be a guaranteed success. Ashes of Creation is primarily a privately funded MMORPG made by an MMO fan frustrated by the direction of the genre, who was extremely successful in business earlier in life. Since I first covered this project in 2017, we've seen the studio he created expand to over 100
They probably don't have it ironed out yet.
Attracting people from Blizzard, Sony Online Entertainment, Daybreak
100
Games,
developers.
And more.
That's
this year,
a decent chunk of people.
Seen production for Ashes of Creation ramp up significantly.
That's a decent chunk of people.
In recent live streams, we've seen gameplay sessions of many core systems working, such as the mayoral system, early hybrid combat, real-time node development, open world dungeons, a 40-man raid, the caravan PvP system, basic professions, and the purchasing of in-node player housing. What's more impressive is the creative director's commitment to transparency, despite the project still likely being a solid 2 years from completion. Sometime this fall, we've been told that people who have access to the game's Alpha 1 test will be able to stream and make content about the game with no NDA.
Wow.
And when you consider that Amazon's New World still has a strict NDA, despite previously being 2 months out from its supposed release, to me shows a lot of confidence in a product. Now, all of that's not to say that Ashes of Creation hasn't had its problems or drama surrounding its development, because it certainly has. Releasing Ashes of Creation Apocalypse, the Battle Royale testing environment on Steam, caused nothing but confusion to the people that were casually following the project. And in the past, the community went long periods of time.
I didn't even know they had that available on Steam.
Gameplay due to an issue where large portions of Foundation code had to be rewritten, essentially delaying the game by 1 year. But in 2020, we've really started to see Ashes of Creation come together.
Well, hey, imagine if they didn't do that.
Every monthly live stream, we've been shown new gameplay.
Imagine if they didn't release that on Steam, then they wouldn't have known that they needed to redo that shit.
Talk about their experiences thanks to no verbal NDA, and community perception of the project as a whole has shifted from extremely skeptical to cautiously optimistic. Whilst there's still a long road ahead for Ashes of Creation, I have to say that in the 5+ years I've been a full-time MMORPG YouTuber, this is the only upcoming MMO that I've been able to look at and say to myself, if this game releases, it has a real chance of being the next truly successful MMORPG.
I mean, it looks dope.